You're listening to Real Talk with Toya, Lex, and Chris. This is a podcast where we take the time to reflect, embrace our past, talk about life, or just sit back and laugh. You'll get a front row seat of what it's really like to be in our group chat. Let's start the show.
To another episode of Real Talk with Toya, Lex, and Chris. I'm Toya.
I'm Alexis.
And I'm Kristen.
Today, what are we talking about, Alexis?
The unexpected. So, the reason why we're talking about the unexpected, because I didn't know that you have to register or enroll your kid in school when it's time for them to start kindergarten. Did not know that. I didn't find that out until I was at a birthday party. And they were asking me,
had you registered?
What school was knowledgeable? And I was like, oh, I haven't really been looking. Didn't know I was supposed to look. So I just thought it automatically happened. Like, I paid Guilford County taxes, so just figured she was going to be in Guilford County.
So send me a letter, tell me where she's going,
to see what school was going to be close to her.
Let me know what bus she's going to ride, if she wants to ride the bus.
And I really thought that was it. So, yeah.
So, did you think that they were going to get that she was turning, like, that she was going to school from daycare?
Yeah, I just thought.
Oh, you thought it was going to be?
No. Like, I just thought it was.
Listen, they have so much information about us.
Exactly.
They should know when it's time for our children to start.
We do. Since and stuff, don't they put birthdays on it? I don't know. But I just thought it was just going to automatically happen. Like, she's 5 now. Kindergarten. Yeah.
It should be.
So I went on Guilford County website and they are currently enrolling for the new year. And then there's a whole lot of things that you have to do. It made no sense to me.
Oh, yes, a ton of stuff. Like, they have to have
it's like seven little things you have to do.
It's a bunch, yeah.
And
I mean,
like,
only reason I knew is because of my nieces and nephews. Because this is your first child,
I did not know.
Unless you work like in that field somehow, or you just recently overheard a conversation, you just might not know.
And Alexis isn't in the office either, so it's not like you're talking to other people who has to register their kids.
No, I was literally just winging it. Like, I mean, some things I just felt like I was behind on with her. Period. Like, she just got her first teeth cleaning, and I've been hearing parents say, "Oh, they've been going since they were 2. Why? They didn't have, but they just got teeth."
Well, your brother-in-law has had your nephew in the dentist chair since he was 1.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
I think they start at 1, don't they?
But they told me it wasn't no point of bringing her when she was
he's gonna lose his teeth.
That's what he said.
And it's torture for the poor little child. But I will say, it helps him get used to us brushing his teeth.
Oh, okay.
And just to get him to the experience, just so that when it really is important in time for him to go, he's like already used to it. I think that's the main reason. It's just so that there's not a fear factor. But I know you said she went and did an amazing job.
Yeah, she did. I mean, they were looking at me like,
has she? You sure she didn't leave before?
Or even, why are you here?
Really?
Literally, he was like, so do you have concerns or something? I thought I was supposed to have been doing this. Like,
No, I know kids who don't go until they're like 7 or 8.
Yeah, I typically thought it was around the time they start losing their teeth and
getting their permanent teeth.
Yeah, but he was like, do you have a problem with the way she's eating? I was like, no. Not that I know of.
See, that's why I would think that you would have to take them earlier for them to like check all that stuff.
But you actually can get that done in the speech too, though.
Oh, okay.
So when Nala was in speech, there was a lot of things that they were
already looking at that.
How she was relaxing her mouth, and in that they recommended an ear, nose, and throat doctor.
Yeah.
So
the one thing that we did get of value for taking him at a young age was you gotta get rid of that passage sooner than later so his teeth don't bow.
Oh yeah.
And it's so crazy because now look at his little smile, like his teeth have come in, like they're for what they are right now, they're as long I guess as they're gonna get. And he just has the cutest little smile. His teeth are straight, like they're not bowing, like, because I mean you know, you can tell when the kid like uses the passy longer, which is okay.
Yeah.
You gotta do parents, but that was the one piece of advice that they were like, just try to wean them off. And then also they told us to use a straw instead of like just like bottle, because it helps the milk or whatever sugar can go all like just straight down instead of just sitting on his teeth. And don't let him do milk like right before bed, like brush his teeth. And just do water. So there were some good things, but the overall experience was torture for him, and I did not appreciate the way they were doing him. I'll just say that, but they were doing their job. But just to see your kid screaming and then
so it was terrifying for him
the first time.
See, that's why I couldn't do it that young.
Xavier has taken him the last 2 times. But I had to go. I think I had to take him next month because he'll be at work. So yeah.
So you know how you just said Xavier? This is a tangent, but how he took on the like. What? How do you decipher when you don't want to do the parent thing versus when you want to do the parent thing? Like Nala doing speech, that was hard for me to handle.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it was so hard for me to handle. But I had to suck that thing up, and I still had to do it and stuff like that. I'm like, when do you get out as a parent? And you really don't get no out as a parent at all. Because seeing your kids be tortured like that, that is hard.
Yeah.
And hers, when she started speech, she was having so many tantrums because she was being forced to wait and ask or use sign language. That was just, like at one point I walked out the room because I couldn't interject. But then I saw how it was actually really helping her. But again, you can't check out.
Yeah, you can't. The unknowns of parenthood. That is like a whole day's worth of conversation.
Series.
Yeah.
But that's what started the unknowns of, because I didn't know that I had to register her for school. I really did not.
Yeah. Well, now you know.
I do know, and now I gotta get on top of it.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I do struggle with is starting early. I will wait till the very last.
Yeah.
And I can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Because it's a process. So, yep. Something else that we didn't know about. Sneezing.
Listen, y'all. I didn't know this sneezing. A sneeze, y'all. The sneeze that just clear out your airways, your passageways, could literally cripple you.
Sorry, it's not funny. It's not funny.
I sneezed the other day, and I don't know the position of my body when I sneezed, but something in my neck cracked. I don't even know if it cracked because I can't even remember. I just remember sneezing, raising my head up, and feeling a sharp pain in my neck. And it was the type of pain that I have never felt before. Like, it was a pain that, like, it was bad. I couldn't raise up this arm. I couldn't turn to the left.
Wait, you couldn't raise up your arm?
No, because it hurt. Like, all this was, like, hurting.
Oh, my God.
You might have pinched a nerve.
Yeah, I think I did. So I literally, like, could raise my arm up like this, and it, like, literally had to stay like that, because if I moved it down, it would hurt. If I moved it up, it would hurt.
You did a whole swing.
Y'all don't understand. I was just like, God,
well, you know, sneezing stops your heart, so it's clearly a big deal.
It hurts.
Don't be driving and sneeze.
That's a fear.
Now, I'm glad you weren't driving, because then you wouldn't have been able to check your side.
I literally couldn't drive. No, y'all are laughing, but this is serious.
You look like a candy chicken.
I did not drive for like 4 or 5 days because I knew, like, I'm like, what can I do? Like, I can't look. And then, like, the other day when I finally did, I did something. I was like, hold up.
You gotta turn your whole body.
That's like a crook in your neck. You had to be your neck.
No, it was so bad. Like, I was literally crying.
God.
It was so painful, and this was 6:30 in the morning, y'all. And I was doing so good because I started like a new morning routine. So like, I had gotten up and I was like gonna record my routine, because y'all know I'm a content creator now. So I was gonna like record like my morning routine and stuff like that. So I'm in there like,
should have still kept recording.
please. And that tripod stayed on that dresser for the rest of the week. Because it was bad. Like,
we love you. We are laughing.
No, I can laugh about it now. But believe me.
All of the time, and that's what's messing me up.
But believe me, in that moment, I was not laughing. Like, I literally texted my mom and I was just like, they don't think I'm exaggerating.
No.
And I called her because I was just like, I know you're probably gonna think I'm exaggerating, but I'm really not. And like, I did something with my body and literally I was just like, oh my God, it hurts so bad.
Wow.
And I just started like bawling. I was like, I can't move. And she was just like, okay, I'm on my way.
Oh my God.
Did you catch her before she left for work?
She was working home. She was working at home that day.
Oh, okay, perfect.
So she was able to
I know she would have came regardless.
But then, y'all, I was like, how's she gonna get in the house?
Oh yeah.
Because she has a key to my door, but she don't have a key to my storm door. So I was just like,
yeah,
to go downstairs. So I waited a little bit, and then when I feel like she was like getting closer, I was just like, okay, let me see if I can make my way downstairs. And I did. I made it downstairs, and so she was able to come and bring. Because I didn't have any like pain medication.
Yeah.
I didn't have anything.
Oh,
so she brought me like pain meds. But y'all, it was literally like the most excruciating pain. It was in that moment when I know y'all. Okay, I had to go use the bathroom, and I was just like. My toilet paper is on the left.
Oh no! Stop it!
Good, great.
So I literally was like, how am I gonna do this?
I'm just trying to vision.
No, but the crazy thing is you're moving your neck.
Right. You can't do
I
that.
couldn't move my neck without that pain.
It fell over.
And I sat down on the toilet and I said, I'm not having kids.
Immediately you knew.
Because I'm like, if this pain is anything like anything that a woman goes through during childbirth, I am not doing it. I don't care. But it was bad. But after a couple days, literally like maybe 3, I just had to like take a lot of muscle relaxers, like pain meds.
Yeah, I think you lost something.
It sounded like
and then like heat pad kind of helped. But my mom stayed for like a couple hours until that pain meds got in, and then she left, and I kind of went to sleep and relaxed. Like I couldn't work.
That's all right. After you be able to work.
I texted Melissa so quick. I said, look, I said this is gonna sound really weird. Well, I'm right-handed. Obviously, I texted with my right hand. Funny. But yeah, I texted Melissa and was like, this is gonna sound ridiculous. Because I knew it sounded ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm like, if I was
But that's
one of those people. Yeah, and I was just like, well,
you just don't know
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it.
what can happen.
Yeah. Did I do half day? I think I ended up logging in like half day, but it was still painful. I made it work. But yeah.
Well, if that made you decide to not have children, you made a good decision.
I mean, I always decide that anyway.
Okay.
At least once a week, I'd be like, yeah.
So this just confirmed it for you.
It's definitely confirmed it. I was like,
Because it's painful.
Yeah.
It's very painful.
It hurt.
That's something that they don't tell you. Like,
Yeah. I still can't turn it all the way without feeling a little bit of pain. But now it just kind of feels like it needs to be popped. You know, like just need a good
old.
but
I just yeah.
I've been doing it.
Gracious.
I was covering up with the laugh.
But yeah, childbirth. Another unknown. The whole process is. I don't think you can ever be fully prepared for it because unknown things also happen during childbirth. So your plan could be going until it's not. Yeah.
Yeah, it's something serious.
It can be a traumatic experience.
Mine's was traumatic.
Like, for real. I mean, it really can be.
I feel like both of y'all's was traumatic.
It's traumatic. The whole thing.
I feel like if I had went in knowing that I was going to have a C-section, it would have been fine.
Yeah.
Because that's serious, too. Just having a C-section and surgery is still serious. But... And I was never opposed to it, but the way that it turned is what was like the traumatic part. But I guess that's just one of the things that I don't even want to say agree to, but you do when you decide to have children. Like anything could happen. So and then like after after having the kid. All the things
gosh.
that you just don't know. And
Yeah. Like one of my mom's friends had said, put some pads and wet them and put them in the freezer.
Mm-hmm.
For what? And when I did that, oh my Lord, the joy that my downstairs felt. Because you just don't realize it. I didn't, honestly, because the whole pregnancy in itself was a lot to deal with. It wasn't until I was actually admitted the day that they were inducing me that it hit me that I'm about to push this kid out. Like, I didn't think about what was about to happen down there, because this whole time I've been prepared. Like, my water's not going to break. It's not going to be the normal delivery, but still didn't process like
what's really gonna happen.
What's going to happen?
Yeah.
And that's when I started to get a little nervous, and then thinking, oh, this one pill that I'm gonna take is gonna start the process, and she's gonna be here tonight or in the morning. No.
Because I remember we got a text. It was like, yay! And then it was 3 days later. Every day I was like, let me check on her.
This not working. Yeah, and then even going through different methods. Yeah, no, And then you can't eat.
Yeah.
That was the hard part. Like, I could not eat. I remember after the first day, they said, okay, nothing's happening. We're gonna go ahead and let you eat. Thank you. But then I didn't know behind the scenes that her dad was advocating for me not to have a C-section. At that point, I didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you get her out, like, at this point. And then after that third day, it was kind of like, okay, if you don't start contracting or your, cervix start opening up, we're gonna have to do a C-section. But that right there, that solidified me not having more kids. Like, I would never put myself through that again. And then just the aftercare, you just don't know. Like, I didn't know what was gonna happen to your boobies when that happened. Oh, Jesus.
Aftercare. Lately, you bought me the booby stuff, didn't you?
I did.
Yes.
Oh, because that was actually the best brand that did the job for me. But nobody tell you they engorge.
Yeah.
Like, they don't tell you when the milk is going to drop.
Yeah.
Like, I thought me breastfeeding Nala in the hospital was me breastfeeding her. Like, I didn't. That thing changed when I went home. It got hard. It got painful. Didn't know what to do. Then they were like, don't do both boobs at the same time. Like, nah, I can't have both of them hurting.
Yeah.
Like,
they were saying don't pump at the same time.
So because I didn't want to pump yet, they were saying don't alleviate both of them at the same time. Like, let her do this one and then switch the other one. But her pulling from this one was hurting this one, and I was just like, didn't know you had to get certain bras. Like, I was on Amazon like every day buying stuff because I just didn't know.
Yeah.
And I'm buying this after I've had her.
It's like all the stuff you could have put on your registry.
Exactly. Like, that's the stuff that should have been on your registry.
It's the stuff you really don't think about. Like, even down to the whole process of pumping and the having to do it on the clock. And of course, you hear about the exhaustion, but you don't understand it until it happens. That is another level of tired. And then you compound that with the baby screaming. Now, I 100% understand and respect what both of y'all said. I would do it again. But
You were okay?
I would understand if anyone who didn't want to do it as well. But yeah, I mean, it's just, and then just them growing up in general, like something as simple as we're potty training. So Titus, he's gotten the hang of going to the potty. A lot of times, sometimes he'll say potty, but most times it's him tugging or something to where we know he needs to go. And we also ask him so frequently, like, do you need to go? So one night we caught him starting to poop. So we rushed him to the toilet. I think he had got like one little turd out. So we dropped that turd in the toilet. He gets on the toilet. He pees, but he doesn't poop. He says, all done. So we take him off. Put his pull-up on. Homie stands right beside the toilet, finishes pooping. So it's just like, getting him to understand it's okay to poop in the potty too, not just pee-pee. But that's just something you wouldn't think. Like, you would think once they understand that they can go potty, that they would know you can pee and poopy, not just pee.
Because we're all only teaching peeing in the potty at first. And not just using the bathroom. Go use the bathroom.
Yep.
That is and then you don't do it when you're ready. You do it when the kid is ready. Do you know that there are parents that actually start potty training their kids when they come out the womb? Like, they go ahead and start doing it.
Yeah.
I don't have enough energy. I did not even have enough energy to think about.
A lot of those are like the Asian cultures.
No, I don't know.
I know a lot of times with the Asian culture, they do that. Like, they literally put their kids, like, hold them over the toilet.
I mean, I get it.
Every hour.
I get it because it gets you used to that. Like, you know, but it's funny because I literally just thought about that. Like, I was like, I wonder what would happen if we would have, like, just started putting them on the toilet at, like, 1 and started walking or something.
Yeah.
But, like you said, until they're ready.
Until they're really ready. Because, again, I didn't know that you had to talk to your kid every single day and talk to them about stuff that you were doing.
For them to...
Because for their language to kick in.
Yeah.
Did not think about that. So, I mean, when you work from home and it's just you, who am I going to talk to? So you don't think about talking. But it really does take a toll on their speech, unfortunately. And so I couldn't really teach potty training until
you could speak.
She could speak. And then that's when introducing speech therapy and sign language.
I'm trying to tell you, for any new parents out there, if you teach your kids sign language as early as you can, that is going to help save them frustration and you, because you, like, I'm trying to tell you, we showed Titus more. He literally started using it at that moment. He still does it now. But whether you can say more, and so he'll do this, but he'll also say it. But teach your kids sign language. Like, it will, and then saying the word, of course, with the sign language, it's just going to help them. But that's another thing, like, kids develop at different times. Like, it could have honestly had not that much to do with you not talking around her. It could have just been that she just like, she started talking later. It really could, like, you, because I understand that they have an overall, like, average or consensus of when most kids do things, so they base when a child should be at a certain developmental stage by what. I get why they do that, but you can't. It's no one size fits all for these kids. Like, it's just not. So
at all. If anything, speech helped me as a parent because I didn't realize how much I was missing that I should have been doing that does impact her. And I was just like, oh my gosh, just me simply saying, hey, I'm going to take this phone call. This is my phone. I'm going to call your grandma. Just little stuff like that. Or, hey, mommy is opening the refrigerator. I'm going to get your yogurt out. And I'll just do it. And then also letting them do it. Like, I didn't. It was just so much quicker to do it.
Sometimes you just don't have the patience.
You just don't. Like, when you're already juggling so much, like, I just didn't know. But nobody's really there. Hey, when they get ready to start showing this sign, go ahead and start doing this. Why? But it does make sense. Like, this is them at that age is very pivotal to their development and how they respond and stuff. But I realized a lot of her tantrums, she was frustrated. She couldn't articulate or communicate. We weren't understanding her. She wasn't understanding us. Bam. There's your behavior issues. I mean, that's even what I see in my job field. Hey, you may be missing the goals for these people. Like, let's make it more realistic or person-centered. What do they want to do? Y'all say unrealistic expectations for people that are not there yet. Just meet them where they're at. Same thing with children. Meet them where they're at. And I labeled everything. I just went in, labeled everything in her room, in the kitchen, and that helped her. I was
about to say, even that helps with, like, them when they learn, like, letters and spelling and reading.
But if anything, unexpectedly, parenthood has been the biggest curveball that
adulting.
That too. Like, I was sharing with them earlier about, buying a house. I see why people get realtors. let them do it for them. But even now, you still don't think about the little stuff that come with buying a house though. Because you just see people buy a house, you don't see the behind the scenes of buying a house. Like you can't even spend a certain amount of money. You gotta keep a certain amount in. You can't, if you already got established credit, you can't go in and just pay all that credit off. Like I was just like, oh my god. And then they were watching certain stuff. I was just so paranoid with everything. Yeah. And I mean, I was just like, well, I'm here now.
Yeah. It's a lot.
And then even earnest money. Who knew what earnest money was? Didn't know that.
It should, buying a house, you just be like, Lord. But thankfully, hopefully, if you are in that process, you get like a really good realtor and kind of walk you through it and don't feel like that. They don't feel like talking to you about what's going on, because if it's your first time, like it is a lot. It is so much to like process. It's like you're learning a new thing.
I mean, I still would advocate to educate yourself on what you are doing. You may not need to know everything, but just at least if you hear certain terms, I would go look it up. And figure out what that is, because I didn't even realize how much of a difference it was between, hey, your down payment and still closing costs. Like, seriously? Because when you just hear people talk about it, it seems like it's all lump sum.
But then it also depends on, like, for us, it was a little bit different because we bought through the builders. So we didn't need a realtor.
Yeah, see, I didn't know. That's what I did too. But still, just to know all of that, I was like, wow, this is a lot. And then I learned that a lot of builders, if you buy through them, they do not like working with realtors. Like, they do not like it at all.
They're just trying to get people in there and get you assigned and be done.
When I realized that, I was like, because a lot of the people that bought in my neighborhood, they didn't have realtors. They went through the builder.
Then you'd be like, you trying to get up on
exactly. So no one to really look it over. And I'm sorry to go back, but that just reminded me, like you said, like those buzzwords. So for me, back to labor, like continuing to hear that his heart rate was dropping. If I knew then what I knew now, I would have been like, let's have me a C-section.
But they don't like to tell you.
They won't tell you that, and that's what because Xavier could have got prepped, and then he could have been in there with me. The way this went, this was like a movie gone bad. I mean, seriously. So sorry to go back, but just the buzzwords.
I understand that. Speaking of that, what I did just out of curiosity, like maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, I went back and looked at my medical records of the birth of her, and I saw her heart rate. Oh, I was pissed. Because they track all of it, and it had got like to a high level, and I was like, they didn't say anything.
They just let's turn you this way.
Take
the baby, man. Take the baby. But they gotta keep the NICU full.
Of course.
So don't get me on that, but it's best to be educated or to have a doula. If you can, because they're gonna advocate, especially if it's your first kid.
Always have an advocate. If you can have an advocate, in anything. Like in anything. Like, or somebody strong in mentorship that has been through that process that can just help educate you along the way. I really wish that was like how we do it for our individuals at my job. I'm like, I need that in life as an adult. Like, somebody advocate me through this. Because now I got like 2 bills saying, hey, your property taxes and your home insurance is due. And I'm looking like, who about to pay this? But then I had to go, and I had to go research. Oh, it comes through my escrow. My heart rate went down.
It didn't say this is not a bill?
No!
Mine says this is not a bill.
Oh my God, my heart
was having some scares.
Man, I was like, oh my God, because the insurance is due on February 15th, and I'm like, that's what I want. Lord, really? And they do it per the year, and I'm like, I don't do per the year. No. What are we doing? We can't do this monthly? But then I was like, let's just read. I went through
Reading
my site.
is fundamental.
It's so fundamental. And that helped me so much. I even went through the FAQs where it said, what if you don't have enough of your from both? Because both of them were coming out at the same time. I'm like, so you got my PMI there, you got my home, and you got my taxes? Lord have mercy. They gonna be
trying to
like,
figure out why we even owe all this in the first place.
it makes no sense.
Yeah.
I did get one that said this is not a bill when they said this is your new tax appraisal type thing. But I'm like, does that make my taxes go down? Because I don't understand. Why are you sending me this?
It depends on the economy.
It makes no sense.
Yeah.
I mean, the value of my house went way up.
Yeah.
Like,
The value.
It is ridiculous. Like 2 houses down is like $425 for the same house. Of course, they probably have like the different upgrades.
Yeah.
But then I got to thinking about it. I'm like, no, they don't, because these are all available. They're not custom done. So they got the same thing I have. Mm-hmm. I'm like, what in the world?
Yeah.
Then I learned you can't sell within the first couple weeks. Like, what? They recommend 2.
Okay.
Per tax.
You can't sell or you can't use it as like a rental.
Yeah, no.
Technically, you're not supposed to.
Did not know that. And then I didn't know if you are applying for a house, you have to, and you're self-employed, you have to be at least self-employed for 2 years before. See, some things
there are things you just are not going to know until you get to it. Unless someone is there to tell you.
Yep. But I mean, I'm so thankful that I did educate myself and I learned all of this, because then I can share it with someone that's just, hey, I went through the builder and this is some of the things that I didn't know I needed, but I needed.
Yeah.
But it's done. It happened. I do not recommend buying right now though, because the interest is really, really high.
Yeah. But rent is too.
Yeah, it is.
Rent is too. It is for sure.
Rent is high.
So buy a tiny house.
Or get a storage unit and insulate it.
Not storage. Get you some windows.
That's fun. Well, that's it.
I guess so.
All right, y'all. I ain't got no closing.
You ain't got no closing? All right, that's an unexpected podcast.
We didn't know that Toya wasn't going to have a closing.
No,
we didn't.
So unexpectedly.
Closing. Buying a house.
She's just on one this weekend. She's just on it, y'all.
Yes.
Lord.
And in closing, we thank you all.
All right, guys.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to another episode of Real Talk with Toya, Lex, and Chris. We'll talk to you soon.